Hey everyone, this is the Cool Geek again, and in this video we are going to discuss how we are going to use subroutine and functions to write our VBA code and where they are actually going to be used. In the previous video we covered what are modules. Basically they are nothing but some containers where we start writing our code, and within those containers we will then define a particular task, uh, where it starts and where it's going to end. So let's consider this to be a sub sub or a burger, McDonald's burger or something like that, and we have the upper part of the bun and the lower part of the bun. Now it would be difficult to eat the burger without the masala, with only the masala and removing the buns, right? So we do not know where our masala layer starts and ends also, and it will become too messy for our hands to even understand or we eat it to eat it. So basically what in the previous example we have seen um, how we have written two codes. Basically this is one burger, right, and there is some masala in it, right? This is the masala in it. Now these two are performing the same task. Okay, the two burgers might taste the same, but they're going to go ultimately into different stomachs, right? So uh, whenever we speak of a subroutine or a function, just always imagine a burger, and they both are obviously separate and they perform different activities. Like one burger can be eaten by one person only. Now, once we understand this, uh, I'm just going to give you a small idea on how we're going to write it. So we just say sub and we give it name of it, right? The name can be uh, does not include any space, and then we need to give the open close bracket. Then we have the masala or the codes that we have, and then finally we should end it. So let me just show you another example. Let's say I'm creating another sub. I just say sample. So instead of giving the open close bracket, I simply press enter, and you see Excel VBA will automatically create the end sub and this for me. So it because it knows that whenever there is a sub, these things are pretty much required to run the code, right? Similarly, we are going to write say function, and I would say, let's say my function. So you will see that it also creates the same thing. So we are going to in the next video we are going to see how we are going to use both of them, an example for both of these, and we already have seen example of this, but we will see how we are going to apply the same concept in different manner, right? So that is how I see subroutine as. So basically it is nothing but it holds a particular block of code and it marks the start and end of a particular block of code. Now subroutines are called different names in Excel VBA. So one of them is subroutine. It's too long to call it, so we call it sub. We also call it as a procedure, and we also call it a macro. So if you go here, you will see that I have macro 1, macro 2, macro 3, or I can have uh, sub 1, sub 2, and sub 3, or I can have procedure 1, procedure 2, and procedure 3. So all of them are the same, and please note that the term macro refers to nothing but one subroutine, right? So when I say write one macro, you would go ahead and write sub my first macro and then start writing the content for it. Then write another macro, that means you will open another sub and start writing another macro in it, right? Now when I say write a function, you use the keyword function and start writing the code within that, right? So these are subroutines or macros or subs or procedures. This is nothing but function. Now what is a function? A block of code that returns a value. Now, the best example of a sub is nothing but, let's say I have two numbers with me, right? I can say sum of this. As you can see, this is my function, right? The input are here, so I give two numbers as input, right? And I say enter. So what is this giving me? It is returning me one value, right? Now I'm going to show you basic example on how we are going to differentiate both of them. But just remember one thing: a function return it's a block of code that returns one value, right? We're going to go more deep dive into writing an example for both of them, but just remember that we have modules. We always insert a module to start writing our code, and then we choose between writing a subroutine or a function to perform some activities within Excel VBA. In the next video, we will discuss an example for subroutine and an example for function, and how we are going to differentiate both of them. Obviously, this will grow as a practice whenever you in the future, so you will come out to know where we need to use a function or need to use a subroutine. Thank you.